Right, so guys, hi. We are on episode 3.
Yes.
Episode 3. I have with me again this reprobate. Say hi and introduce yourself.
Introduce yourself, go away. You should all know me by now, it's Morgan.
Of course, LoraJayne, me, and here, introduce yourself, my girlie.
Everybody knows me. My name is Taylor, a friend of Morgan, and I met Laura through Morgan.
Bringing the crazies together.
Yeah, literally. Literally, yeah. So let's go. This podcast, guys, is going to be titled basically cheating. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So
Clues in the name.
Literally. So this week, a friend of mine came to me because he was really confused. Male friend was really, really confused because he's been working with this girl. They work shifts. Working with her for 2 weeks. She's gone out of her way and bought him like birthday presents from her, not for the shift, from her. Has offered to take him out for a meal. Has been said she wants to come around his house and help him with his garden and all this. Right. Nice.
Yeah, help him with his garden. Yeah.
He then was on shift with her and basically said that he found a girl off another shift attractive.
Right. Okay.
She got the hump, got stressed, fell out with him. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, that's because she clearly fancies you.
She was emotionally invested. Yeah.
The problem is, she's actually just recently got engaged.
So she had someone lined up anyway?
She's engaged.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I said, well, she's emotionally cheated. This is a new person. They've only known each other for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. She's just got engaged. She's offering to go out for meals with him, offering to come around and help him with his garden without the boyfriend, without the fiancé.
No mention of this man.
Obviously, he knows that she's engaged, and then she's taken the hump when he said, that he likes somebody else. Now, to me, that's really bad on her partner. Obviously, but he didn't understand why she got the hump, and I was like, well, obvious, it's because she fancies you.
Yeah.
But then I said, but put the shoe on the other foot. If you were her fiancé, how would you feel if you found out that your missus had essentially, agreed to meet up with somebody? It hasn't happened, by the way. No. But, they've has offered to go out for a meal, offered to go around somebody's house, help them, has gone out and bought them birthday presents as well.
I'm sorry, but I don't know if it's like different for men as it is for women, but me as a woman, if my partner was going out and buying somebody at work gifts...
Who they've only known 2 weeks.
Yeah, who they've only known for 2 weeks, and offering to take them out for a meal and buying them cake. I mean, it's a bit different with me and my manager. My manager is married, right? And he doesn't just buy me a cake, he buys one for his whole team.
Exactly. That's where it's...
He's never once offered to take me out for a meal, but... He's always said to me that if I'm struggling mentally, I'm free to go to their house, because we do work in the same office as his wife.
Again, different.
That's fine. And me and his wife get on, me and him get on. I would class my manager as a really good friend of mine now. Yeah. And it's only just of recent, I've been working at this place now for a year, it's only just of recent where he has said to me, if you are struggling mentally, if you need to come and see somebody and speak to somebody and just get out of your flat... you're more than welcome to come over here for a cup of coffee. I feel like that is a different scenario. Me, as a woman, if my partner was going and buying presents for that person who'd only known 2 weeks and they thought was really good looking and...
We don't know that for fact.
We don't know that for fact, but given the
nature.
The nature.
It's the way she took offence.
Yeah, but even just offering to them out for a meal and offering to come and help them with the garden... I'd be a bit like, who the fuck is this bitch?
There's question marks, there's alarm bells.
My thing as well was when I could understand, wanting to make somebody's birthday special, but you'd arrange a kitty. You go around the rest of the colleagues.
Like,
chip in a couple of here and there.
Like every office does.
Mm-hmm. But she didn't. She went off her own back, got him a couple of balloons, a cake. I don't know whether her partner knows about... This is the other thing, is I don't obviously know whether he knows about this. I suspect he doesn't, because whenever my friend has said, oh, well, invite your fella as well, you can come, she's been a bit
But on the other side of that, my sister has a friend who's married, but is also very close to another man. Now her husband couldn't care less about this other man.
Has she known the man for a long time?
Yeah, yes.
That's it.
Yeah, but
they're very close, though.
This is the thing to me, though. It's like, for example, if you were with someone and they had, a female friend from before, they've been friends for years, nothing going to happen. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily, me personally, wouldn't necessarily be comfortable with them snuggling under a duvet watching a film. No. Maybe not.
I mean,
but at the same time, if they've been friends for years and years and years, I can understand him getting her a present or whatever. But when they've only just met them through the job as well, 2 weeks, I don't know.
We all know what it's like.
Yeah, and I was going to say, like, as well, like, me, everybody knows, I've got quite a lot of, like, lad friends, right? And me and my lad friends, we are very close. We are always there for each other. But when they get a missus, instantly I will back off. Because...
Respect. Girl code.
Yeah, respect, girl code. Even though I don't know that woman... I don't want to, throw spanners in the works by still being as close as I am to them and being like, well, let's go do this, let's go do that, and her feeling like, why is she being, do you know what I'm saying?
So here's the question then. What are your boundaries when it comes to cheating? And I mean like emotional cheating, not just physical, because let's face it, in my opinion, they don't have to actually...
Well, I mean...
Cheating isn't just...
It's hard in this generation with the likes of dating apps, because I see it all the time, people would literally think you swiping on a dating app is cheating, but that's the emotional...
But if you're with somebody and they're your partner, should they be on dating apps?
Absolutely not.
There you go.
Absolutely not.
But,
that's what I mean.
So, let's put it this way. So, to me, and you guys will probably agree, cheating is anything that you have to hide from your partner.
100%
and
I agree.
anything that you wouldn't be comfortable your partner doing to you, why would you do it to them?
100%.
That to me is, again, it's respect. So as an example, my ex, so I'm going to go through it as a bit of a storyline here. My ex, so the first thing is that he was adding girls that he didn't even know, girls that he hadn't ever met. He'd just come across on socials and thought, wow, they're good looking, and then was adding them, and then was going through and liking their photos, or love heart reacting to them and stuff.
Just before you move on from the story, because for me, I wouldn't be too bothered. If
I'm just gonna move that. Sorry.
If my partner was going through Insta and saw a photo and it was a good looking girl, liked it, that wouldn't bother me. The adding and then liking. The adding to me goes a bit far, but just liking a photo...
For me, it depends on how close they are in my area. Okay, so if it's Kim Kardashian...
You're listening, guys.
If it's Kim Kardashian, Jennifer Lopez, he can like all their photos all he wants. He's never going to be with them, okay?
Okay, so
if they are within literally a 2-hour drive... It's a no for me. I'm sorry, no. Why are you doing that?
So obviously
if they're accessible.
Yeah. So these are the women. I'm not going to call them girls. These are the women. They were accessible. And
he was adding them as well.
Yeah, and this is the thing. He was adding them as well, and then he was going through and liking their stuff and reacting to it. Not just liking, not just being a cheeky little
That's trying to get attention.
Yeah.
It's almost like a backup plan. I feel like they have these backup plans just in case.
So he did that, and then as well, as time went on, he would then message them, if they put a photo up on their Facebook story or on their Insta story, he would message them and be like, wow, gorgeous. I didn't get that type of attention off of him. At the start I did. At the start of the relationship I got that kind of attention. Where he was
for the chase.
The chase. The chase is on.
You all love the chase. You all love the chase.
They work so hard to get you, and when they've got you, it's like...
But no, even when he had me for the first couple of months...
The backup plan.
He was...
Put the backup plans in. They reel them in. This is what
he was he was very much still giving me that sort of attention, but then it was kind of it was almost when he'd then and this is going to sound so harsh on myself, but when he'd almost got bored of me... He wanted to find something else, but he didn't want to do it single. He wanted to have something ready and waiting. Yeah. That's how it felt like to me. And so, but to me, I was just like, no, you're overreacting. It's just a lie. You blah, blah, blah. You know, oh, it's just a reaction, rah, rah, rah. And then, it was then when, so one night he'd went out. He'd done something that I wasn't happy about. I'm not going to go into detail. And we got into an argument. And so, we had this massive bust up. And then he ended up going and messaging a lot of other women, being like, wow, you're so gorgeous. Oh, I
hate it so much.
I wish you were mine.
It's embarrassing.
But the thing,
it's almost vindictive.
It's embarrassing.
But it's the thing of like him saying stuff like, oh, I wish you were mine. I'd do anything to have you as my girlfriend. We hadn't even ended. We had an argument. And then, because that in my gut, I felt like he'd done something. He had actually slept with somebody as well that night. And I was like, wow. But he didn't tell me any of this. I found out because I said to him, I've got a gut feeling that you've done something.
Yeah.
Immediately, he went, oh, well, if you don't trust me, go through my phone. Almost like trying to call my bluff. And so, something in me went, well, check his phone then. So I did. I won't lie. I went on his phone. I said, okay, give me your phone. The fact that I saw his face drop,
wow,
I was like, it made my heart sink, because I was like, oh my God, he's done something.
Yeah.
And then I went through and I saw all these messages, and then I saw the message from the woman that he'd shagged that night, and I was just like, wow. And his response,
how is he still alive?
why did I go back is the main
How is he still alive?
Why did I go back is the main question, but by the by, yes, I was stupid enough to go back, okay? Don't judge.
Judge. I judge.
Yeah.
Judge.
You too can. But it was like, his reaction said it all to me, and it wasn't until a friend actually pointed it out, is that he was looking for a scapegoat, because he turned around to me, and his reaction was that he just went, I'm going to football. And he walked out, and I went, you got nothing to say for yourself? And he went, well, if you're not happy, end it. And I was like, that to me was like all the answers that I needed.
It's a narcissist. It's a man-child. Get in the bin.
Yeah, but it was like, it was all the answers that I needed. But my question to you is, when did you guys think that the cheating started? When was it crossing a boundary?
When he was adding girls for me.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, and that's
he
the same.
knew his plan.
Right.
He knew his game plan.
Adding girls that you know is a bit different, but adding girls that you don't know, that was what it was for me. Because
accessible girls.
Accessible girls.
Yeah.
Lying to them, trying to like win them over, love bomb them. Anyone that tries to love bomb me now, they're gone, they're blocked, they're removed, goodbye, I'm not interested.
No.
You can tell me everything you want, I'm so, you can't pull the wool over my eyes, you just can't.
Because that's it, because I'm a big one as well, like going through phone, I'm a big one for, I don't go through people's phones for the fact of you will always find something. There'll always be something you're not happy about that you can make into a thing.
A massive problem.
But
Yeah,
if, like you were, if you're at the point where you kind of suspect, 'cause the minute you go onto somebody's phone, to me, the trust is gone.
I mean,
and even if you don't find something, you've then got to deal with the fact that you've felt like you've had to go on their phone.
Yeah.
And if you do find something,
It's your fault.
unless you call Morgan, then it's over.
Yeah.
yeah, unless
So either way, when you start checking a phone, it's over, in my opinion. So to me,
but it's
I
like,
just won't.
it
But
was really bad for me
that was
because,
just-
like, the only other time that I've ever gone on a guy's phone was a different ex years ago, and he was a massive narcissist. He was very manipulative, and
you have a type.
Emotionally unstable man-child.
mentally
Got my
unstable.
way.
Mentally unstable.
Green tick. Message of the girls that are accessible.
I was
Green
saying,
tick.
Morgan's box is a completely different guy.
Treats you like
He's got a
shit.
different
Green tick.
He's got a different checklist to the rest of us.
But-
All right.
We should call this episode Green Tick.
Might change it.
But so, another ex of mine, you know, I was quite young, naive. I think I was about 20. You know, you can just see you like nodding your head, like. I know I'm only 27 now, but when you look at it, 7 years ago.
I'm 25 now.
7 years ago was
I'm
a long
25
time.
and I'm maintaining this. I am 25
But-
till the day I die.
But this guy.
Still young.
I should have known he was going to be a cheat because he cheated on his ex with me. For God's sakes, I should never have gone there.
No.
But when
you have feelings, though, you're blind.
Yeah.
Love can make, not even love, like lust can make you do stuff.
I'm going to say that meme. I'm sorry, but that red flag's kind of looking a little bit amber to me.
Colourblind.
Colourblind.
See reds as greens and greens as reds.
I know.
That's my favourite colour.
But so he was. God's sake, get your words out, woman. He was messaging other girls as it was when he was with me, and he was like, but they're friends. And I was like, okay. Because he kept using the excuses, because they're friends, so goddamn much, I believed it. Yeah, I believed it. And then he started looking after this house for, like, these people that, like, he used to do the gardens for and everything. And I was like, okay, that's sound. And I remember one day I stayed over, and I was obviously, getting changed, whatever, and there was, like, nothing on the floor. The next day when I stayed over, because it was the day after, and, I mean, call me psycho, I don't care, but I was getting changed, and I noticed that there was another woman's sock on the floor.
How did you know it was a woman's?
What do you mean, how?
Good question.
It's a good question.
Right.
Come on.
Question.
Like, I'm sorry, the black sock, how would you know it's a woman's?
Right, okay, because it was small. It wasn't like a man's sock
can
where
have small
it was smaller than mine. I doubt it.
I'm just trying to say it from the men's perspective,
No.
From the men's side.
So-
Everyone's similar.
So it was petite, but also it was like, when you can just see, like, had like little like frills around the top.
Okay, the frilly, yeah.
Do you
the
know
frilly
what I
shit is a
mean?
giveaway,
Yeah. And so I was a bit like, okay, and I was like, whose sock is this?
Did he live with people? Or just
No, this was in
Okay.
the house that he was looking after, and it was just him.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So I was like, whose sock?
Were you looking for an excuse so it could be a little sister or
Yeah,
something?
I'm just trying to see it from the other side.
No. So, and he was like, well, that must be yours. And I went, since when have you ever seen me wear socks like this? I was like, did I leave here with socks like this yesterday? Did I come here with socks like this yesterday? And you could just see, like, the puzzle going on in his head. And I just went, who is it? And that was it. Then I was like, right, okay, I know. He then was like, look, it was just my mate. She'd come over and whatnot and blah, blah, blah. Gave him, like, this bullshit. And I just went, okay, sound, whatever. Just like, great, hun, okay. I didn't trust him, but then I was like, you know what, because you get so hooked, I was like, maybe, maybe.
Make excuses for them.
Yeah, you do.
Try and find rational explanations, put words in their mouth.
But you
Well,
should say how you feel then.
He then turned around to me one day and was like, oh, like, my phone's broke, so I've got a new phone. And I was round there one day, and he'd gone to work, and something in me was like, look on the old phone. And so,
This little voice in your head.
this little voice,
Good.
honestly, like, that little voice in my head was just going, you want to. And so I was like, oh, you know what, right, just to put my mind at ease. It did not put my mind at ease.
No shit, Sherlock.
No.
And I went on there, and oh my god, I saw all these messages between him and all these other girls, like, being like, wow, you're gorgeous, she's this, that, the other, and, oh, I'd love to spend this with you and spend that with you. Found out that the night that he was meant to spend New Year's with me, he was planning to spend it with another woman, and then he'd only come down to me because he wanted a fuck.
How long did you stay with him?
I stayed with him for a year.
You see why I get so
just
annoyed with her for
smug.
wasting her time? I get really annoyed with Morgan for wasting her time on people. Some people are time wasters. Don't waste your time. And this is why she wastes so much damn time.
For me, I'm such an overthinker, and the slightest thing, if you've got my gut instinct and my female intuition acting up and telling me, I can't, I've got to go. I've literally got to go.
And so, and so I found all of that out, and then he tried to, like, pin it round on me to be like, why are you going through my phone for? Like, you should have gone through my phone. But
They always flip it.
But that is the only time I've ever gone through, like, another guy's phone, because I was like, oh, what the hell? And
You'll always
It proves
find
to be
something.
right. When has it ever turned out to be wrong?
I know.
Please tell me, because every single girl
But-
that tells me this, they've been right.
But it's
all
like
along.
that, okay, that was the only time I've gone through a guy's phone without their permission. Obviously, with the most recent ex, it was he was the one that said to me, go on then.
But he only said that thinking that because he'd said it, you'd be like, oh, okay, I trust him. I don't need to.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to manipulate you into thinking that you don't need to check his phone because he's got nothing to hide.
Yeah, he was trying to call my bluff.
Yeah,
he was trying to be
100%.
like, oh, if I say that, she's not going to do it.
That's why his face dropped.
When I said, okay, give it to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
Could you ever imagine a situation, and I'm sorry guys, this is going to sound really harsh on you, where you are in a relationship, what would your reaction be if you had the guy's phone, is like, oh, just reply to that text message for me, here's my passcode, just go on. How would you feel? I'd be like, don't get me wrong, it's great, it's great, but would you be slightly taken aback? Would you be like, wow, oh my god, he's actually giving me his passcode to go on his phone and reply to a mate?
I mean, if they'd given...
Yeah, no, I'd be like, damn, wow, okay.
I would be, and then at the same time I'd be a bit like, I'd be battling with myself with the fact that I want to, because he's asked me to reply to his friend, but at the same time I know what I'm like, I'll be like, well...
While I'm on here.
I want to know, is he actually faithful? And that's just because of my own past trauma. I'd want to know, is he doing to me what others have done to me? And that's my toxic trait, and this is me being like dead honest, that's my toxic trait of the fact that I feel and I think that every bloke is going to treat me the same way that every other guy has.
But that's because you go for the red flags.
Maybe.
Everybody has red flags, right? Everybody does have their own like red flag.
I mean, mine's my ADHD, but you know, okay.
But still, that's you know,
That's not really a red flag.
No.
Oh no, trust me, that is like,
you
for
just need
me,
someone who can literally be like, just knows how to deal with you. Do you know what I mean? Everybody just needs that person.
good luck, because it's going to be a wild fucking ride for that person.
Well, when you
know that.
When you just know, I feel like it's just a real thing. Like, how often do we hear people say, oh, it happens when you least expect it?
Don't look for it.
Yawn.
Don't look for it, guess what?
Don't
Done
look
that.
for it, and you'll know when you know. And these three things you constantly keep getting told. And it's so frustrating, but I do believe it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's just frustrating because it takes so long to find a good one.
It's true. So guys, at what point for you guys is it crossing the line? From both the guys and the girls' perspective.
Yeah.
Because obviously we're talking as we're
women.
all girls here. I'd love it. Do you know what? I really need to find a man to come on sometime.
I know, it would just
I need a man.
I thought it was going to be like, I just need to find a man, period.
I need to find a
Don't
man
we all?
that gets my interest, period. Keeps my interest, period.
No, seriously.
More than just a fuck buddy, period.
Yeah. Emotionally intelligent, period. Can cook, period. Okay, let's not go.
Isn't emotionally unavailable, period.
Says what they mean, is honest, period.
I feel like we're asking for a dream.
You know how we say to men, it's not build a Barbie or build a bitch workshop. We can't fucking build our own Ken dolls, can we?
We could
No.
try. We could try. I told you. That doesn't work either.
Oh, God.
So yeah, but no, whenever I have this conversation, everyone's like, what's cheating? All I can think about is that from Friends with Joey, the line is just a dot to you.
I think Morgan, it's the same for me. If you're having to hide something, then that's cheating.
100%.
If
Yeah.
you're treading on eggshells and you're having to, for me, it's the lies. Like, how do they not get caught up in this web of lies that they tell?
Anything
I can't lie.
Yeah, anything you
I
have to
can't
hide.
lie.
No.
So that's like, to me as well, it's like if you're having to, even if a message is innocent, if you're having to delete that somebody's messaged you, if you're having to erase call history, if you're not able to, my least favourite, and this is more actually when you're getting to know somebody, but there's a guy code of, who have you been out with? Yeah, I was chatting to one of my mates, and they won't specify, and when they talk about them, they talk of them, they've got neutral pronouns. Have you ever noticed this? They suddenly
They,
have neutral,
them,
them,
them.
or they were doing this, instead of, he was doing this, or she was doing that, you get they did this, and that, it's like, that was a girl. Just tell me, if there's
Unless it's
nothing
Sam
to
Smith.
hide, just, we're not going on that one. No.
We are stepping well away from that conversation. Well away.
No.
2023, guys.
No.
2023.
But you know what I mean, though.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
it's 100%
they avoid.
I'm having to keep my mouth shut.
They avoid gendering. They don't want to
100%.
misgender. They avoid gendering.
Men have been doing
Just
it
like
for
Sam
years.
Smith.
I could have said men have got the heads up on women with
They've
this.
been doing it for years.
They're good at their theirs.
But as well, it's like, I mean, women can be guilty of it as well because they don't want, if they know that their partner is not happy with them hanging out with a certain person, they will just say, oh yeah, my mate. But what men then soon realise is that, you know, when they actually hang out with their actual friends, they will mention the names and they will mention the sex, and do you know what I mean? And they will be very specific with all their details. However, then when it comes to that person that they know that their partner would not be comfortable with them hanging out with, immediately it's just like men, they gender neutral, they, them. But men do it all the time because naturally men are quite secretive and private, and they're not like women. They don't
open books. As
they don't really feel
Closed
the
off.
need to be so in depth with their details.
Oh God, no.
And that's one thing that I come to learn is don't ask questions, because you know that if you ask questions, and this I don't mean in a relationship, I mean like with a guy that you're interested in, or you know, someone that you're just speaking to, because as soon as you start asking questions, you're going to get answers that you don't like.
But if you don't like the answers that you don't like, then it's
not for you.
It's not for you.
Yeah.
So you should ask the questions,
Yeah,
because,
I agree.
and this comes into the fact of, this is moving on to the next podcast actually, guys. So, but I will mention this in this one because it does fall into, I think it falls into the cheating, is that if you are dating multiple people, just be honest about it.
Yeah.
There's not enough open communication at the start. So like, for example, if I like somebody and they're dating other people, whether that's sleeping with them or just going out on dates with them, if I know about that, then I can make that decision as to whether I still want to date that person. Do I still want to go around to that person? Do I still want to sleep with that person? But if you don't tell me that that's happening, and you're filling my head with, oh, I'm the only one, blah, 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 I start catching feels, and then I find out about it, that's when you're going to get a situation on your hands. That's when I'm going to be upset.
It's not just about getting a situation. That's then when women get labelled as psychos, because then we go, that's then when, you know, that's like the cherry on top of the cake. Yeah, because then we're the needy ones, we're the clingy ones, we're the ones that wanted it all, but you only really tell your guys or everybody about how we've reacted, and you only tell them, this is where it comes into about being private and secretive, you only tell people about what you want them to know, whereas again, where I said women are quite different, we are quite open and we will go into every little bit of detail. And
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that all the time, because I have to say, when I was younger, I'm now more open because, like I say, I don't want to waste time. I've been on the other foot.
Yeah.
But women are the same, where if women are going on dates, they won't, and they're dating, they won't necessarily tell others that they're multi-dating.
okay, so, you know, like, naturally speaking, majority women are more open and, you know, are very detailed, whereas men statistically are quite private. Not all.
I think
I shouldn't really say all.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the fact that men generally are more physical, whereas women are more emotional. So a woman, if they get emotionally, and again this is general, it's not everybody, but women, if they get emotionally invested where they're dating with somebody, they'll generally only emotionally invest in that one person.
Yeah, you get tunnel vision. You literally just can't focus on anyone else.
And until you've got that emotional investment.
I mean, I'm quite like that. If I'm interested in somebody, I am interested in that person, and it's like when I'm with somebody, I'm with that person. Like I think we were saying the other night, we can appreciate that another person is good looking, but we go, it's almost like, yeah, they're good looking, but they don't compare to that person. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To that person that you've got your eyes on, like you say, it's almost like you've got the blinkers on until somebody goes, they're quite nice, and you go, oh yeah.
But again, that comes into things, if you ever have a choice, and I've seen a lot of this, there's been a lot of this on TikTok just recently, where I've seen a lot of like memes come up where it's like, if you ever have the choice between me and another person, choose the other person. Yeah. Likewise, if you ever are dating somebody and somebody else comes along and you're having to choose between them, you want to go to the new one because clearly the one that you were with wasn't enough.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm just not competitive, so I'll just be like, well, you can have
I'm not either. I won't compete.
I'm not fighting. Like,
at the end of the day,
it's embarrassing.
It's very much like we all know our worth, and we are not going to sit there and try and compete because if they wanted to, they would.
If they wanted you, they would show you.
I knew you were going to do that. But it's very much in the sense of like, you know, like why would you want to feel like a second choice if you're having to compete against somebody else, or if you're being made to feel like there is competition? If I'm made to feel like there's competition, that's it. I'm just like,
close off.
Oh, that I can't be arsed.
It's an instant ick.
Yeah,
like,
massive
no way.
ick.
No way.
But like I say, just be honest. If you're dating multiples at first, that's fine. You know, if that's what you're doing and you're not committing to one person, fine. But just be honest. Make sure everyone in that situation is aware. Because not only that, it's the same as like, you've got to remember that whoever you're sleeping with, whoever else you're sleeping with that person too. And people have a right to know about that.
100%.
That puts it in like a whole new perspective.
But
that's
is,
like
because that's just the way it is. You know,
that's very true. But as well,
the fire get burned as well. That's the problem.
And this is what I was just about to say. It's like, you know, if you're honest, you save yourself a hell of a lot of headaches.
Then it's back on us. If you're honest with us about the fact that you're seeing us, that's up to me. If I know you're sleeping with somebody else, that's up to me then whether I'm then going to sleep with you or not. You've given me that choice. But if you hide that, you're almost taking that choice away. And then, like I say, then someone's either going to get hurt or, like I say, I'm essentially sleeping with multiple people.
They get so afraid that you're just not gonna, like, you're gonna cut them off. That's why they try and keep you sweet and not tell you things because they think you're gonna stick around.
But it's like, you know what? I've known some men where they've like gone, like, you know, I'm not even gonna put it politely. They've gone, you know, getting the dick wet, sticking their dick in some, you know, in other women while taking another woman out on a date until they could get a feel for her as to when she was ready to sleep with him. It's almost like they will go and have their end away elsewhere until the person they want wants them as much.
But then this goes back to when we've said, you know, how many guys have said that if they know that they want somebody, they pretty much know within the first date. So if they want that person, why? I know obviously it's until they're officially with that person. In some ways, you could say they can go and sleep with whoever they want. But why would they want to if they've decided that's the person?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if you're keeping somebody there and you're just shagging over there until you know they're ready, I don't feel that they want that one enough, and they will sleep with that person. They may stay with them for a bit, but it won't be forever. No. In my opinion.
Yeah.
It won't be forever.
Oh.
No, I agree.
I think we're going to wrap up the cheating one now.
Yeah.
Because we're encroaching onto dating. The next one's going to be on dating. So, yes. So, yes, guys. So, as always, comment. Make sure you subscribe as well. I'll make sure people's socials are below. And yes. Welcome, Taylor. She's been fab. Yay! And yes, make sure you subscribe, and vlogs will hopefully be going up this week. We're just editing and we're really slow,
which takes time.
Editing.
It takes time.
And
see, these are quite quick to do because when we do these ones, they're pretty raw.
Yeah.
I don't like to cut things, so unless we slip up and say things we're not meant to say, we generally don't cut.
Well, unless your name's, unless your name's Morgan, and you know you just decide to fuck up your whole life in one weekend, and
you can do your. We might get Morgan to do a solo on how she messed up her life. She won't do it. But we could make her do a solo on how she messed up her life in one weekend. It would be fun. You guys would love it.
Right. In one, how I messed it up in one weekend. Yeah. How's about dating advice from yours truly, red flag expert?
Oh, major red flag expert. Yes. Major, not just the red flag. It's literally the daddy of red flags.
I think if people actually wanted to know how I fucked up my life, I think it would just be the fact of that I just can't stop going back.
this is what we're going to do, guys, right? So, not the next one, but we will do it in a week or so's time. We're going to do one on red flags. We're going to prep and we're going to do one on red flags. Led by Morgan.
Why do I feel like
Morgan can lead this one?
Why do I feel like now this is going to be like, here's an episode of Fun with Flags. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that's good.
That sounds really fun.
Fun with flags.
Anyway, guys, thank you as always.
Oh, God.
Yes, thank you, Morgan, Taylor, and yeah, well done for tuning in, and you've lasted another episode of Laura Jayne Podcast.